What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another H.A.T format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your H.A.T format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Dr. House 95, who is going to be on Ghostrick Artifact Chaos, versus Ultra, who is going to be on Noble Knight. Both of these decks are very cool and pretty interesting, so hopefully this match is equally as good and interesting. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Here, it looks like Dr. House is going to win the rock, paper, scissors and get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Spectre, Chaos Sorcerer, Ignition, Tour Guide, and Mary. And on the other side, we see the Ignoble Knight of Black Launcelin, Guinevere, Valor, Rhoda, and Madolche. So an all-right hand here from Ultra, and also a pretty all-right hand here from Dr. House, who will get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Scythe. And from here, they're going to set Ignition, set Scythe, and pass it over. So not using this Tour Guide too early, probably trying to get this Mary set up. And here, Ultra gets a copy of Breakthrough Skill. And let's see what they do here. They're going to go Rhoda for a copy of Boars. And after that, they're going to run out the Boars first and use the Guinevere to equip to it. So doing this to make sure that they guaranteed have an equip for the Madolche, I would assume. And from here, using the Boars, revealing Destiny, Excalibur, and Destiny. And here, getting a copy of the Excalibur. And real quick, 3 from your deck. Do these have to have different names? I couldn't remember. 3 Noble Arms cards from your deck, have your opponent randomly. Okay, so no, this can be any Noble Arms cards. So here, double Destiny gets sent, and then going to battle phase, here they're going to take some damage, and then Mary will be dropped, going for a copy of Jiangshi here. After that, going main phase 2, setting that copy of Breakthrough Skill, and passing it over to Dr. House, who gets another copy of Jiangshi. From here, they're going to flip up the Jiangshi, attempting to use the effect, but Ultra is going to use that Breakthrough Skill here. And after that, Tour Guide is going to be summoned, and they're going to go for another copy of Tour Guide. After that, overlaying both Tour Guides into a copy of Engineer before passing it over to Ultra, who gets a copy of Upstart Goblin. And let's see, they're going to use Boars again, revealing Arfaduder, Caliburn, and Gallatin. And here they get the copy of Caliburn, sending the other 2 to Graveyard, going Upstart, and getting another copy of Madolche here. And after that, they are going to go Breakthrough Skill on the Engineer. The Engineer is going to chain to that to go and switch the Jiangshi to defense and make so that it won't be able to be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. And because this was Chainlink 2, it will resolve and it will stay in effect, even though obviously the Breakthrough Skill was activated here. Kind of an interesting play, honestly, because if they were really trying to just out one of these, what they could have done is just go to battle phase, and on the declaration, it would probably force Dr. House to activate it on whichever one. For example, if Boars was attacking into Engineer, he might have chained it to protect itself, or if he was attacking into the Jiangshi, he might have gone to protect it there, and then you could have chained the Breakthrough Skill and guaranteed out one of them. But I guess at the same time, it doesn't necessarily change much unless, Ultra was specifically trying to out the Jiangshi here. And so anyways, though, here it looks like Ultra is going to equip the copy of Caliburn here to make so this Boars will not be able to be targeted by, I believe it's opponent's card effects, if I remember. It cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects, yep. And then swinging over this copy of Engineer, and that is going to go through main phase 2. It looks like Madolche is summoned, and then Caliburn is going to be equipped. Here, Ignition is going to be activated on the Scythe, setting a copy of Moral Attack. Scythe will summon, and the Scythe is going to prevent Ultra from overlaying here. Here, Caliburn's activated to gain 500 life points, and then over to Dr. House, who gets a copy of Sanctum. So a very good draw there. And let's see what they choose to do. Here, they're going to use Jiangshi to flip itself face down and then reflip it face up. And Valor this time is going to negate the Jiangshi. So really making sure that Dr. House cannot resolve this copy of Jiangshi. And here, let's see, they are going to normal summon the other copy of Jiangshi here because they do have a face-up Ghostrick, and then overlay into a copy of Acid Golem to run over this copy of Boars here. And in damage step, though, they are going to use the Guinevere that right now, that because this is equipped with a card, it is going to be a dark monster. So Guinevere will use the dark effect. That says if the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster at the start of damage step, you can destroy that monster, then destroy this card. So here outing the copy of Acid Golem, but then the Scythe can run over the boars regardless, which is kind of an interesting play, but at the same time, given, in main phase 2, they are going for this Chaos Sorcerer, it means they will be able to banish this Madrot, because if they had done that and just left the Madrot, then the Madrot effect would be live to be able to summon from deck, and then they'd be able to get that whole play started. But here going for the Chaos Orc and then using the effect banishing the Madrot, and then here setting the copy of Sanctum before passing it over to Ultra, who gets another copy of Caliburn, so not the greatest draw here. But let's see what they choose to do. Here, it looks like on summon, Dr. House is going to go Sanctum, going for Beagle Tech, and then pop the Moral Tech. Moral Tech will summon and pop the Madrot. Back over to Dr. House, who now gets a copy of Duality, but it looks like they're going to switch everything to attack and push in for a lot of damage here. And let's see. Yep, attacking for a lot. And is that just game? Yeah. So over to game number 2. Very impressive showing from the Ghostrick artifact deck. This time, Ultra will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Sanctum, Scythe, BLS, Spectre, and the Chaos Sorcerer. And on the other side, we see Excalibur, Destiny, Gallatin, Breakthrough Skill, and Upstart. And here, Ultra gets a Foolish. So again, not the greatest start here. The Upstart gets a copy of Brothers, which personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this card. It does have a lot of defense, though, so if anything, it will be able to wall up. And let's see what they do here. They are just going to set it and then set the copy of Breakthrough Skill over to Dr. House, who gets a copy of Jiangshi. So they are going to do almost the same play, just adding one extra back row to it. Here, Ultra gets a copy of Rivalry, which is very strong. And they're just going to set it and back over to Dr. House, who now gets a copy of DD Crow. So from here, let's see what they choose to do. They're going to flip up the Jiangshi, and again, Ultra is just not letting that happen, meeting it with the Breakthrough Skill, and Dr. House is just going to pass over. This time Ultra gets a copy of Wiretap, which they're going to set and back over to Dr. House, who gets a copy of Moral Attack. So very back and forth. Jiangshi's going to use its effect to flip itself face down before flipping itself back up, this time adding a copy of Mary and setting that copy of Moral Attack back over to Ultra, who gets a copy of Crow. And just passing it here in end phase, Dr. House is going to try to use that Sanctum, but the Wiretap is going to shuffle it back. After that, Dr. House draws into a Duality, which they're going to fire and reveal a Jack Frost, Jiangshi, and Sanctum, retaking the Sanctum that had probably been shuffled back. It could be another copy though, but in general, getting it back and then using the Jiangshi to flip itself face down, which was that flipped this past turn, or was that the turn prior where they had flipped it up and then it had been Breakthrough Skilled? Let's see, they're flipping it up, so probably, oh wait, no, they started their turn with the Duality, so yes, they had done it the last turn, so this time adding the Jack Frost, and then after that, setting a back row over to Ultra, who gets a copy of Soul Charge, so very slow grindy game right now, even though there hasn't really been much grind to it. Activating Foolish to send a copy of Boars, activating Soul Charge, but DD Crow is going to meet that. Sanctum is then activated, but Ultra is going to chain that Rivalry, so putting a stop to that right away. Here, Dr. House gets a copy of Beagle Tack, so not the greatest there, but they are going to set the Jiangshi with its effect, and then normal summon Beagle Tack just to go to battle phase to attack in and see what the set is. And it is that copy of Noble Knight Brothers, so Dr. House is going to take a bit of damage here, though, Ultra had activated that copy of Upstart, so it was kind of free. And then here, Ultra gets another copy of DD Crow, so again, not seeing much engine. They're going to equip the Brothers with the Destiny, and then over to Dr. House, who gets a Spectre. They're going to switch the Beagle Tech to defense and set a copy of Spectre. After that, over to Ultra, who now gets an Arfaduder, so they can equip it and use the effect to pop a set. So here they're going to pop the Spectre, and this will lose a bit of attack because of the Arfaduder. And here Spectre summons itself in face down defense, and Dr. House gets a draw into a copy of Ignition. And after that, they'll draw for turn, getting a Moral Attack, so that is Moral Attack, Scythe, another Moral Attack in hand, the Ignition there, and none engraved. So if anything, you'd assume and the Beagle Tack's on board, so you would assume they probably have one more artifact in deck, another Moral Attack at least. They may have another copy of Beagle Tack, but it's hard to say. Here, setting another copy of Beagle Tack, so that answered my question right away. They are going to tribute summon for a Moral Attack, go for Pleiades, which is also an interesting play, given they have so many artifacts set. They may have wanted to go for something like a Durendal just in case, but at the same time, they want to be able to out this copy of Brothers. And if anything, this is also more disruption. So using the effect bouncing the Brothers, the equips will go to graveyard, going to battle phase and attacking in for 25. and over to Ultra, who now gets a copy of Madolche, and they do have the Gallatin, so they can start making plays. They are going to normal the Madolche and equip it right away with the Excalibur to make so that it's unaffected, and here it looks like they are going to use the effect and summon a copy of Boars. So will we see the Pleiades? No. Okay, so interesting. So the Madolche was equipped with the Excalibur, which is going to fall off. This one does not re-equip, and instead here Ultra is going for a copy of the Artorgus. And this one says when this card is Xyz summoned, you can target up to 3 Noble Arms equipped spells with different names in your graveyard. Equip those targets to this card, and then once per turn, detach an Xyz material from this card. Destroy any number of spell or traps on the field up to the number of Noble Arms equipped spells Noble Arms equipped spells you control. Okay, so here they're going to get 3. And they're taking a second to think. They're going to go Durendal, trying to bounce the Artorgus, but that is going to be met with Breakthrough. And so here the Artorgus is equipped with Arfaduder, Destiny, and the Caliburn here. Now, this does have the chance to be really funny if this Artorgus goes off popping 3 spell or traps because of having 3 Noble Arms equips, because all 3 of these are artifacts. And while I want to say that would be really bad, you know, Ultra does have double DD Crow, so they can kind of deal with a bit of that. And then not to mention, like, if they let, say, the Moral Tack go through, this card can't be destroyed by card effects once. Because of this, obviously Moral Tack doesn't target, so it gets past Caliburn, but just kind of a funny interaction here. And let's see what happens. They are going to use the effects, so going for 3, and here revealing that it's 3 artifacts. And Ultra is going to go and use those double DD Crows, getting rid of Scythe and Moral Tack, so the Beagle Tack isn't really going to do anything. After that, Ultra equips the copy of Gallatin, so this gets a big attack boost. And then here they're just going to run over the Beagle Tack. Interesting that they ran over the Beagle Tack, maybe trying to prevent another rank 5 play from happening. But at the same time, this can, you know, potentially be ranked up in a way, though that won't really out the copy of Artorgus here. So here it looks like Dr. House is going to set the Moral Tack and over to Ultra, who gets an upstart, drawing into a copy of Destiny. And let's see what they choose to do here. They're going to go to battle phase. Oh, and it does lose a little bit of attack because of the Gallatin. It makes it lose 200 attack during each of your standby phases. But anyways, here the Artorgus is going to run over the Pleiades and then over to Dr. House, who gets another copy of Mary here. Back over to Ultra, who gets a breakthrough skill. Here the Artorgus loses more attack, and they're going to attack in. But here the Jack Frost is going to activate. Does this target when an opponent's monster declares an attack? You can change that monster to face down defense. I don't believe that targets here, so they actually can get around it, so that flips and all the equips fall off, and suddenly Dr. House is not super far out of it. Ultra's going to go main phase to summon that copy of Brothers and use the effect to shuffle back 3 Noble Knight or Noble cards. Let me see here. You can special once per turn, you can target 3 Noble Knight and or Noble Arms cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck and draw a card. So that is the one benefit of Brothers, in my opinion. So shuffling back 3 and drawing into a copy of Boars. After that, Ultra will set a breakthrough skill, and let's see, back over to Dr. House, who gets a copy of Dark Armed. How many Darks do they even have in grave? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they can't currently summon it, but I guess if they go for like the BLS and banish one, then they can have BLS plus Dark Arm and even Chaos Orc if they really needed to. So here they are going to go and special summon the BLS, which is huge, and then being able to special summon that Dark Armed and using the Dark Arm Banishing Spectre to go after that Artorgus, but that is going to be met with the breakthrough skill. After that, Chaos Orc is going to be summoned as well, using the effect to banish the Brothers, flipping up the Jack Frost, normal summoning Mary, overlaying into Doulahan. So this is a very big turn for Dr. House. Going to battle phase, running over with the BLS. The BLS can then attack in again, and here Ultra is just going to scoop it up. That is a crazy board and a lot of damage at that as well. So Dr. House takes it, and in a very good fashion. You know, I was surprised they were able to work their way out of that Artorgus, but, you know, it just shows what a good player they are, and also really cool showing from the Noble Knight player. Very unfortunate that they weren't able to see more engine quick enough, But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your H.A.T format replays. Whether you won or lost, if you thought the deck you or your opponent was playing was pretty cool, feel free to send that in. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see it. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.